Alright guys, welcome back to another episode of Just My Opinion. I'm your host, of course, Bria Williams, and I am here with Sany Wynn on IG, Sany Delight.
Yes,
Such a cute name.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's jump right in. Especially with bloggers, I like to kind of start with the basics when it comes to what people do when trying to grow their Instagram, which is bios.
Okay.
And so when I look at your bio, one of the things I notice is that you are a lawyer.
Yes, that's
So
right.
how do you balance being a lawyer and an influencer?
So I would have to say, and for my particular circumstance, it's a lot easier for me to balance the two because I work a very normal 9-to-5 job as an attorney, and then in the evening time and the weekends is when I spend focusing on the blog. So for example, after 9 to 5, I'll maybe go to an event after, I'll go to the gym, and then in between that evening time after kind of the me time, that's when I'm focusing on my blog. Same with the weekends, I don't really take my work home with me, so I get to spend that weekend just being a creative and working on content.
That's awesome. And that's such good advice and things to hear because a lot of people are working 9-to-5s and also trying to be an influencer as well.
Yes, that's very tough. I would have to say that it took a while for me to balance the two, especially because as I've grown as an influencer, I've gotten a lot more campaigns, which means more content is due, more opportunities, again, going back with having more things due for these companies that I'm working for. So what I've done is I've designated time to work on it. In addition to that, because this is almost like another business, I do take it like another job. So if I can't complete the gig or can't complete what it is that I have to do, I have to cancel on my friends. I have to push things back aside and just focus on that.
So what inspired you to be a blogger?
So I'd have to say that I've always been a person who's loved to share themselves. I mean, I don't want to say entirely that I'm all about myself, but I always did an online diary, so I was all about the Zynga, I was all about the blog spot, and I was really big into Yelp, so I always talked about experiences. I think the best thing, my parents are business owners, so I always knew that word of mouth was really important, and a lot of the times people listen to somebody that they can relate to or they know. And so I was always blogging or Yelp reviewing about food places. And then when I moved to Chicago, I continued that. But I realized my life was just more than food. As much as I love food, I'm also a person who loves to go out and about. I love fitness, I love sports, I just love life in general. I've always used that as an opportunity for experiences. And so when I decided to talk more about myself, that's when I realized that more people were really interested because, again, we're talking about work-life balance, and the fact that I'm able to share that and people can relate to me to a certain extent, that's where I realized that I wanted to take it to the next step and I would start writing more about myself.
I love that. So what is something about you that people wouldn't know looking at your Instagram?
Something about myself. I think a misconception that people have is that things come easy as an influencer, especially when your numbers are higher. They think businesses come to you and they come flocking to you, and it makes it very difficult for people to realize that it's actually a lot of hard work. I don't think people realize that engaging with the company is one thing, then we have to start talking about how we go about relaying the message. Then we go and shoot content. Then we gotta edit it, and then we gotta post it, and we gotta meet all these deadlines. I don't think people realize that it's a lot of work. They think it comes easy. And another thing is, I feel like there's a negative connotation to an influencer because people are like, well, you're not really a celebrity, but you play yourself like as a celebrity. But I don't call myself an influencer. I think that term in general. I want to talk about somebody as a relevant person, as an everyday person that you can relate to. So it's not so much that I'm an influencer, but it's more of I'm a person that you can understand and engage with, and I'm here to talk about my personal experience and hope that you can come up with your own opinion based on what I've relayed to you. Yeah.
Okay, so as a relatable person on Instagram, what is something that you hope that your followers and other people who aren't yet following you take away from your page when they leave?
I think that I'm very transparent in discussing my faults and flaws too. So going on my Instagram, you know, it's not always glitz and glamour. Of course, there's some Instagrams that are just done up really gorgeously and beautiful, and props to them for doing that. But, you know, all my photos are not taken with a professional camera. Occasionally, sometimes they're taken with my iPhone. Sometimes I'm editing off my phone, and you can just tell the difference. And it just shows that that's everyday life. Everything can't be perfect, and so I talk about that, and you can see it too. I talk about my weight loss journey. I've talked about struggles with me in the industry, both professionally as well as somebody just like running the marathon. I talked about that. I share about how I love being active, but I've had 3 knee surgeries. And so when you're somebody like me who's in this situation, how do you bounce back from that? So I do get personal in the sense where I talk about my struggles, and that for that particular reason, I feel like that makes me a really engaging person, because now we can have conversation. And it's not so much just about, you know, Sany's posting about this food place each. I'm talking about, hey, if you're like me and you're trying to lose weight, this is a really good alternative. I'm trying to lose 4 pounds this month. This is what I recommend. Yeah.
So what would be your 3 tips for somebody who is wanting to, you know, start kind of a lifestyle blog for themselves?
Sure. 3 major tips is 1, know your platform. And when I mean know your platform, basically what I'm trying to say is know what message you're trying to relay. Whether if you're a person with fashion and that's where you want to focus on, try to figure out how you want to promote fashion. What makes your fashion different from other people, or how do you want to display it? You want to do it with videos, you want to do it with still photos, you want to do it with modeling the outfit. Figure out what your platform means. The next thing is figure out who your audience is. That means who you want to, so to say, influence and you want to engage with you. If I'm looking for streetwear fashion, then the type of people I want to engage with me are people who are looking for the latest stuff. People want to know how to dress up, the new Jordans, stuff like that. And then maybe my last one I think is really important is really engage with your followers too, because that's really the point of this whole thing is we want to share our content, and then we want people to really rely on us for information. So by engaging them, if they like your comment, you know, go back to their Instagram and start liking some of their stuff. Take a look to see who they are. Or if somebody really comments on your post, comment back. Start a conversation with them. Get to really know them, so that when they read your captions, they have an idea of who you really are. And you're not trying to just sell something. They're like, you know, I can really see Sany saying that. You know what? That's funny, because that's how she talks to me. And she's real. So.
Yeah, and your energy, just being with her, your energy is just like vibrant.
Thank you.
Which is
Thank
how
you.
her page is as well.
Thank
Very
you.
much. So we have a mini game.
Okay.
So this one's a little bit different. You are going to fill in the blank to my sentence.
Okay.
Okay, you ready?
With not much thought, I have to just go right in?
Yeah, not much thought.
Okay. All right.
It might take a little thought though.
Okay.
Okay. If I could revisit one place and all expenses are paid, I would go
To Costa Rica.
The best dessert I've ever had was
Japanese pancakes in Japan.
a workout I do to release stress is
High intensity sprints.
I would never, but I've always wanted to.
I would never bungee jump, but I would really love to.
I love
And
it.
actually, you know, now that I think about it, you hit 4 things that are really about me, because
Yep.
I am very adventurous.
Mhm.
So I've skydived, I've done, they call it Tarzan jump, so I've jumped off a tree, I've done parasailing, I've done a lot of adventurous stuff, but for some reason bungee jumping is the one thing that I'm so nervous to do. I'll go on roller coasters nonstop, everything. But so that's the adventure side. Fitness stuff is, you know, I love playing sports, and I'm an aggressive person, but when it comes to releasing, I just feel like pushing myself in the sprint is like that one way where I'm taking everything out.
Yeah.
So that's really cool. And then the food thing, I have the biggest sweet tooth. So asking me about dessert, that's my thing.
Yes.
I'm almost so just you hitting all those components, that's really cool.
Yes.
That was awesome. And again, I love traveling too. In Costa Rica, I studied abroad there. That was what tipped off my love of travel.
Oh, so
Yeah.
awesome! Yes! Well,
Great.
thank you so much for being here with me.
Thank you so
enjoyed
much for
talking
having
to
me.
you, of course. Sany's going to take us out. She doesn't even know it, but she's about to do it.
Hi everyone, I'm Sany Wynn of Sany Delight, and I'm here with Bria Williams on Just My Opinion.
As always, I appreciate you guys for watching. I love you for watching. Don't forget to follow my page at Just My Opinion Show. And where can we follow you?
You can follow me on my Instagram at Sany, Sany, _delight.
Woo! And I'll see you on the next one. Bye.
Bye.